When did someone go way too far for revenge? In my town, there's this guy Jeff, think loudmouth with an ego the size of Texas. He loved bragging about his money, putting people down and acting like he owned the place. Most of us just ignored him. But then, one day, Jeff decided to mess with a wrong person. His mild-mannered neighbor, Dan. Dan and Jeff shared a property line, and Dan had this beautiful tree near the edge. Jeff hated it because the branches leaned over his yard. Instead of talking it out like a normal person, Jeff went ahead and hired someone to chop the whole thing down. When Dan got home and saw his favorite tree gone, he was furious. Confronting Jeff, all he got was a smug, "It's just a tree, Dan. Get over it." Dan just nodded and walked away. But oh, he wasn't done. A week later, weird stuff started happening in Jeff's yard. Big yellow patches appeared in his lawn, and not just random ones. They spelled out words like jerk and loser. Jeff went ballistic, hired landscapers, and dumped hundreds of dollars into fixing it. But things only got worse. His trees started wilting, like they were giving up on life. Then his prized rose bushes, his baby, dried up into crispy little sticks. Jeff lost it. He was stomping around, yelling at his gardeners, his family, even blaming stray animals for a plant conspiracy. One night, Dan casually leaned over the fence and said, "Maybe it's karma, Jeff, you know, for the tree." Jeff absolutely lost his mind, raving about cops, lawsuits, you name it. But Dan just smiled and walked inside. What Jeff didn't know, Dan had been using a sneaky, undetectable herbicide to nuke everything in Jeff's yard. Dan's revenge was slow, subtle, and honestly beautiful.